Alright, good day, hi, and welcome. Saga 2 of the day. Okay, alright, buddy. It is cold out there today. It says -1. It's definitely not minus. With the wind chill, it might be -1. Don't hit the rock garden. Alrighty. So now I gotta go to my first cutting of grass for my second client of the season. So well, technically it'd be my third client of the season because I've already cut grass this year. I didn't cut grass here yet. I thought I was going to. Be careful coming through here. It's quite bouncy. I gotta fix this road a little bit. Need a little bit of patches of gravel though. It doesn't ditch here. Like you can't ditch it here. So you get the build up in the winter. You get the build up in the winter, and of course that gotta watch out right here, because right here is like, try not to bounce my freaking dentures. I don't even have dentures. You can bounce your dentures out on this road. Oh. Especially right there, I gotta patch that. The worst is though, like there's other people on this road, and the only ones that have ever patched this road was the people I work for. Oh geez, there's a little bit of scrap steel there. But I got stuff to do, so. Yeah, so gonna be an interesting day. Better watch my speed. Yeah, it's really chilly today. So I'm gonna do this client. I got 2 properties to do. Then when I'm done that, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go to bed early because tomorrow I got the ditch of doom for the next 2 days. And I was over at that client's place yesterday, just really quickly checking it out, and it didn't look too bad. But if it goes any longer, I think what happened last year is the guy that was doing it quit, and they left it for about a month, so that's why it was so bad. But if it's like what it is, what I saw yesterday, yeah, it's scotch grass that's long, but that's nothing, you know what I mean? The cattails, I don't mind the cattails, they're just messy. But it's that poison parsnip, which I don't know when that stuff starts to come up. My hunch is it doesn't come up till the end of May, early June. And then probably peaks in like July, August, that kind of thing. But that's the stuff I'm worried about, so. But I'm gonna try it, 25 an hour, so. You know, just whipper snipping for 2 days straight, 25 an hour, there you go. That's not bad. Brutal work though. Like, if it was level, if you're on the level ground, it wouldn't be so bad. But you're not on the level ground, right? So, that's a part that sucks, really sucks. Hard on the boots, hard on the back, hard on the everything. The ankle, I find the ankles get really stiff when your foot's always doing this. You know, like you're flexing your ankle muscles that you normally don't have. And like it's not your calves, like it's below your calf, right? So it's like it's literally your ankle. So like your feet, like they don't flex after a while. They just get all muscly and they don't flex, you know. Quebec roads. You can hear Quebec roads. You can feel them too. Holy smokes. It's like now we're on the pavement part, now it gets dangerous. Like, it's pretty bad when the dirt road is safer than the actual, you know, the actual paved part. But you see, like the potholes, like for trucks like this, you know, yeah, you bang up your tie rods and stuff like that over time, but it doesn't really hurt a big truck like this. But those cars there with like 4-inch ground clearance, 6-inch, you know, 5-inch ground clearance tops, those things just, you'll find in the springtime, you always find like, you know, what you call it, like, you know, like bumpers and you know, fenders and all kinds of hubcaps and stuff like that on the side of the road, just from people like bottoming out. Like a big pole like that, I hit it, I'll get a bang. A small vehicle, you'll see sparks coming out the bottom. Like, I know one guy, there was a road like this, it actually wore the strap off his gas tank. Like, every time you'd bottom out. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, it's really cold right now. So you got a heat wave in Alberta, and over here in Quebec, it was like there was ice in the back of the truck this morning. It was very cold this morning. So extremes, eh? But I think that's what happens is the warm air and the cold air, they get pushed around, and then you get your extremes. What I don't like though is when you got really cold like that and then the warm comes in, that's when you get the really violent storms, right? So nobody really wants that, right? So I'm still trying to think what I'm going to do for the bolts for the valve. If I can get them off. Like the old bolts, I don't want to reuse them. So even if it takes me another week to find the bolts, it looks like I'm going to be going through the scrapyard again. But I got to call to see if I can actually buy the bolts. Like, can I not just buy the 4 bolts that I need? Like, why would they not put that in with the EGR valve? Like, you know, like, if it's about cost, people will pay the, you know, if you're going to charge an extra $5, fine. You know what I mean? We need the freaking, you know, like, you need everything. Like, why would they not throw that in there? The hardware, you know, you throw in the gaskets, but you don't throw in the bolts. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense at all, right? And it just makes things that much more complicated than it needs to be, right? And that's mechanic work all the time, without exception. And around my area, it's like all the mechanics around my area, the only thing they work on is changing tires and oil changes. They don't actually fix anything, you know. Now, mind you, most of the vehicles are pretty beat up around here, you know. People are poor, I get that, you know. But, you know, like, people are willing to pay, it just, you know. You know, people are willing to pay for it. You just got to find somebody to do it. And the local garage, like, it's like, I was at him for like 2.5 months. I'll just put down the other window. 2.5 months. And I gave up on him, and the guy right beside me, after about 2.5 months, like, I wanted all this stuff fixed in the wintertime, right? Not during my busy season. Because my busy season is just starting, you know what I mean? And the thing about that is, you know, downtime costs you money. You know what I mean? Maybe it doesn't go, whoa, watch my speed. This truck does move if you're not careful. I've never tried the EGR valve delete, right? Or researched it very much. I know the guys with the diesels do it. But I'm like, would your truck still run? Because it sounded like when I was talking to the mechanic yesterday that it would still run fine as long as you blocked everything off well. I mean, I like that idea, but I already spent the money, so, you know, whatever, right? You know, you spent the money, you know, I want the part on there. But if you ever, like in Quebec, we don't have the emissions testing, right? Better watch my speed. So, if we ever have to do the emissions test, I'd have to put it on anyway, right? But I don't think a truck this old could pass an emissions test anyway, even if it was running, even if it was still in brand new condition, because, you know, like, they keep upping the quota, like, or not quota, but the emissions, right? So it's like you have to be able to, you know, they want you to have the emissions in a V8 of like a Toyota 4-cylinder, you know what I mean? Like, they really don't want people driving. I'm not going to get into the politics of that, but we know what they have planned by 2025, right? You know, especially in the UK, ban all, you know, gasoline powered stuff. And if you look at anything electric, well, electric vehicles are absolutely astronomical in price. Like, you can't get into a cheap electric vehicle for under $60,000. You know, that's just crazy. That's insane. That's nuts. I don't have $60,000. You know, wish I had $60,000, but I don't have $60,000. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm gonna spend a couple hours there. Watch my speed. Holy geez. Must be a bit of a tailwind behind me or something there. Holy smokes. Oh, the nice colorful tires. Yeah, I'll cut the video here.